Start with you. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shivaprasan Hebar. I'm a part of media relations team at Goldman Sachs. Welcome to Shri KT Ramarao Garu, Jayesh Ranjan sir, Principal Secretary for IT and Industries, State of Telangana, Shri Gunjan Samtani, Head of Goldman Sachs Services in India, the delegates from the government, as well as all the friends in the media community who are present in person today in this joyous occasion of the opening of new office in Hyderabad. During this press conference, Gunjan Samtani will share some remarks on our growth journey in India, along with some of the focus areas, followed by remarks from Shri KT Ramarao Garu, and we'll open it up for media Q&A. We'll try and aim this to be as tight as possible and keep it to around 25 minutes. Over to you, Gunjan, for your remarks.
Thank you, Shiv. And a very good morning to all of you, and thanks for joining us today. The energy during the event that we just had in opening up our office is truly palpable. And I can tell you, the buzz inside Goldman Sachs globally about the opening up of our office in Hyderabad is exactly the same. We are truly excited to come to Hyderabad. Today, we are celebrating Goldman Sachs' continued investment in the talent of our country. Goldman Sachs is a 152-year-old financial services organization that has been making securities markets and enabling access to capital for clients across the world for the better part of 2 centuries. To give you a perspective of the firm's scale, we manage more than $2.3 trillion in client assets, while our own balance sheet is over $1.3 trillion USD. Our legacy goes beyond what we do for our clients. It extends to the community engagements, the opportunities we provide to the exceptional people we hire, and in our deep-rooted culture. With our offices in India, we bring to this country every aspect of the incredible legacy of Goldman Sachs. The firm started its journey here in India 17 years ago in 2004, and we have not looked back since then. It has been an amazing growth story for us that has only been made possible because of the talent of our country. Goldman Sachs Services in India, with offices in Bengaluru and Hyderabad, is a global shared services organization supporting all of the firm's businesses, right from investment banking to asset management, securities and trading, consumer and wealth management, risk, finance, and with engineering at the center of it. We are a global innovation hub for artificial intelligence, machine learning, and analytics, through which we are transforming the firm's businesses. Goldman Sachs also has an office in Mumbai, through which we address and focus on our domestic business in India. Our Bengaluru and Hyderabad office has grown in size and the sophistication of the work that we do. We started in 2004 with 300 people. We are now over 7,000 people and growing stronger, rapidly. The firm's investments have led the way in which global companies view the talent in the country. We take great pride at Goldman Sachs in having built a global competency center that is widely acknowledged to be a platinum standard in an industry that contributes about 34 billion USD in India's GDP. Our Hyderabad office will unlock opportunities for generations of individuals to be an integral part and contribute to the global financial ecosystem. We are audacious in our vision for our Hyderabad office to be a best-in-class GCC, which is a global competency center, a center of excellence for our consumer business, our digital bank, core engineering, people experience delivery, leveraging the expertise that we have in engineering, AI, ML, including applications for blockchain. The policies of state government, be it the focus on promoting research and development across cutting-edge technologies that I just mentioned, or enabling a vibrant ecosystem here for the startups, have contributed significantly in making Hyderabad a destination of choice for us. Under Ram's leadership, the ecosystem here is one that is entrenched in the culture of innovation. From using AI for agricultural innovation and blockchain for property registration, Telangana has truly been a torchbearer in bringing emerging technologies to the governance of the state. Promoting entrepreneurship has ensured a vibrant presence of startups and incubators such as T-Hub that have also played a very important role in the ecosystem here. And to bring it all together, you have an active network of the industry forums such as NASSCOM and AmCham. Coming to academia, there is access to incredibly talented pool of individuals trained at world-class institutes like IIT Hyderabad and ISB. And to me personally, Ram and Jayesh, the history of Hyderabad, the food, the warmth of the people here, the vibrancy of professional landscape, and yes, the infrastructure truly stands out. So we have a few slides that perhaps has been given to you as part of the media pack, and I'll quickly run them through, and we'll go to Ram and then take any questions that you might have. So as I just mentioned that we have been here since 2004, started with 300 and now grown to over 7,000 people, the second largest footprint of Goldman Sachs globally and growing stronger. What started as a journey of efficiencies and scale has now become a journey of innovation, transformation, and change that we are driving in the firm globally. If you move to the next slide, our view for Hyderabad office is bold. It is to establish this office as a center of excellence for consumer banking, Goldman's newest digital bank through which we are disrupting the consumer banking business, and experience for clients, platform engineering, finance and shared services including human resources. Our core engineering will expand into research and development and bring in applications of blockchain for a range of different solutions that we are working on, including decentralized finance and quantitative finance. We will be about 800 people by the end of this year. And we have a goal to scale this up to 2,500 people by end of 2023. The culture of Goldman Sachs brings diversity and inclusion as a first order imperative for us. Being diverse to us is not optional, it is what we must be. And we have a range of initiatives that we have been working on and investing in to make our workforce as diverse and as inclusive as a reflection of our own society. Our incoming college class from the analyst class that we have all the analysts joining in is already more than 50% gender diverse. We have a range of initiatives going on to allow for integration and roles for people with physical disability. We are out there supporting the LGBTQ+ community to significantly expand the outreach for women engineers and for people across the country to participate in their ambition to work for a company like ours. We went with digital hiring. Over 172,000 students across the country applied, 82,000 women in them. 38,000 of them were actually from the state of Telangana. When we rolled out offers, 52% of our class were women. I can tell you, getting into Goldman Sachs is perhaps much harder than getting into some of the top colleges in the world. And having a class represented by about 52% diverse candidates is very, very inspiring to us. Community outreach and support is how we think about our commitment in the communities and in the societies where we have our offices and our people. This is an integral part of the culture of the firm. Since 2008, we have been working with ISB in grooming and in training women entrepreneurs in the country. In partnership with IIM Bangalore, we have trained 1,600 women entrepreneurs along with ISB. And the advanced programs are also being rolled out in partnership with both ISB as well as IIM Bangalore. As part of the COVID relief grant that the firm made to address the need for first-line medical infrastructure during wave 2 as an example, Hyderabad was in our thoughts right on day one. Today we made an announcement of making one more program, a marquee program for us, by uplifting the digital literacy of the underprivileged children in the state by partnering with Rotary Club, and we committed 2 crore rupees for this. And this is just a start of our commitment to the community and the participation in the ecosystem here. With this, if I can pass back to Shiv.
Thank you, Gunjan. Over to you, Sri KTR.
Would you like to say a few words? Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you to Jayesh Ranjan. Thank you to my colleagues who have made this happen today. Firstly, of course, as I was saying at the time of inauguration today as well, we are delighted and proud, happy to welcome Goldman Sachs into Hyderabad. As Gunjan pointed out, our conversation began last year in September, I think it was. In fact, initial conversation, initial discussion, was centered around how they had multiple, locations of choice, etc., and how they were also evaluating Hyderabad. But once they decided on Hyderabad, in fact, I should point out, the initial number that Gunjan had mentioned to me, a number of employees that would be, placed in Hyderabad was only 500 initially. But in the last, I think, 6-7 months or more recently, in fact, what has happened is the kind of response, the kind of talent pool there is, and the kind of infrastructure there is in the city has definitely motivated them, correct me if I'm wrong, into thinking that they could launch a bigger operation here. And today I'm happy. Today when I walked in, Gunjan told me that initially we said 500, but we are looking at 2,500, almost quintupling what the initial estimate was. So my compliments to the entire team of Goldman Sachs, for your choice of a location and for continuing to repose faith in Hyderabad, in India, even in the midst of this pandemic, because a lot of technology companies, a lot of financial services companies, contrary to the popular perception, have been growing rapidly. But I think they have been growing in locations of their choice, in places where they can build a long-term kind of partnership. So not only Gunjan, but I would also like to thank David Solomon, the chairman and CEO of Goldman Sachs, who had also joined us virtually. I'd like to thank him, and eventually, hopefully, we'll also have him come down to Hyderabad, to India. What I would also like to point out to Gunjan and to all of you also is the banking, financial services sector and insurance services sector in Hyderabad has been growing at a rapid pace. If you look at the last few years, some significant investments have come in. Since I'm sitting in Goldman's office, I don't think it would be very prudent to reel out. I already have, but I think doing it a second time would not go well with Gunjan, so I'd rather not do that. A lot of investments have flown in the last few years. Almost 180,000 plus employees are currently working in the BFSI sector alone, which is a remarkable number, if you ask me, because for a sector such as this, to have such a large number in a city like Hyderabad is a telling comment on the ecosystem and the strength, that the city has to offer. So I welcome Goldman Sachs, and I am very confident, because I loved a couple of their initiatives. I was sharing with them on the stage as well. The whole 10,000 women initiative, to create 10,000 women entrepreneurs from India. I think it's a laudable initiative, launched, I think with the support of ISB and IIM Bangalore. I request Gunjan Samtani to work and his team to work with our V Hub here, the Women Entrepreneurs Hub. I think we complement each other. I think there's a lot of synergies to be explored. I would request you to kindly start a cohort program right here in Hyderabad in tandem with V Hub. We could also, in fact, do a lot more together. I loved what you said about emerging technologies and how you continue to invest significantly on the innovation front in emerging technologies. Even Telangana as a state, in fact, has also been leveraging all kinds of emerging technologies, including AI, ML, robotics, blockchain, all of these. In fact, even in the government sector, not only as a policy to promote investments, but also in the government sector, we continue to invest heavily into these new technologies and emerging technologies. So I request you again to work with us. And on innovation front, in fact, we have India's largest technology incubator, which all of us are quite familiar with, the T-Hub. Now, again, T-Hub can potentially complement you in your efforts to run a possible corporate innovation program where we could work with you, identify some pain points in the financial services sector. We could create a program. We've done that for other sectors. For example, in aviation and aerospace, we've ran a program with Boeing called as Horizon X, where Boeing threw a corporate innovation challenge at T-Hub, and T-Hub could float a digithon of sorts and invited lots of young minds to collaborate and come out with solutions. And we came out with some really brilliant solutions. I would also like to point out, innovation and startups in financial services sector are also doing really well. In fact, High Radius, I think it is a unicorn out of Hyderabad in financial services sector, which is a startup incubated in Hyderabad. So it's not only large enterprises like Goldman Sachs who are making Hyderabad choice of their location, but also new age companies, startups, technology, providers for that matter. All of them coming together is what will make Hyderabad more robust in terms of an ecosystem. And once again, my thanks to Gunjan for quintupling the number from 500 to 2,500. And I'm very confident. He said 2023. मुझे तो उम्मीद है कि इससे पहले ही हो जाएगा, क्योंकि हमने बहुत बार ऐसा देखा है इससे पहले भी. जब भी कोई नई कंपनी आती है, वो कहते हैं कि हमें 2 साल में करना है, 3 साल में करना है, बट मुझे पूरा उम्मीद है कि 1 साल में आप ये प्लेस जो है भर जाएगा. फिर आगे हमारे पास वापस आओगे और कहोगे कि मुझे 1 मिलियन स्क्वायर फीट या कुछ और चाहिए, एक SEZ ऐसा कुछ चाहिए. तो I sincerely believe and strongly believe that this is a place which really encourages innovation, encourages entrepreneurship. So welcome to Hyderabad, welcome to Telangana. We are a long-term partner with you. We'll continue to, be your partner in your growth story. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, KTR Garu. Now we will open up for media Q&A. Please wait for the mic in case.
ఏమున్నాయి గురు స్కూల్ కా
If anyone has any questions.
అంటే గోల్డ్మెన్ సాక్స్ అనేది ఇది చిన్న ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ కాదు మహేందర్. ఇది ఏంటంటే when I was in New York as a student, I was doing my MBA there in the City University of New York. I was telling them right before I came here, because my major was marketing and e-commerce. Goldman obviously was not my first choice of employer, but for a lot of my colleagues in my class who were into finance and other majors, like he said, getting into Goldman was a dream kind of an opportunity. So అలాంటి కంపెనీ హైదరాబాద్ కి రావడం అనేది మనకి నిజంగా కూడా I think it's a great welcome, because great welcome ఇది ఎందుకంటే it will strengthen lot of our efforts. It will also strengthen our ecosystem, and it will also generate a lot of curiosity among their peers. Already మొన్న మీకు చూస్తే కొన్ని వచ్చున్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు నేను మళ్ళీ ఆ కంపెనీస్ పేరు చెప్పడం బాగుండదు, కానీ దిస్ ఈజ్ అ కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్. కంపెనీస్ని అట్రాక్ట్ చేయడం, ఆహ్వానించడం అనేది కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ when we were walking here, they were discussing how much interest this news has generated among their colleagues in the industry and how many of them are reaching out. I told Jayesh Ranjan just now that we should kind of send a quick presentation and maybe do a quick call with all of them. So we will continue to make our efforts. In fact, you've been noticing the kind of proactive efforts that we've been making to attract investment, not only to Hyderabad, but also to all parts of Telangana. But one request I do have for you, Gunjan, मैं बोलना भूल गया. आपने कहा कि आपको 32,000 एप्लीकेशन तेलंगाना से आए. 1,72,000 में से 32,000 आपको 38,000 rather had come from Telangana. I would request you to work with Jayesh in kind of roughing out any of these minor issues that our children may have, our youngsters may have. Most of them are readily employable, but nevertheless I think an institution here called as the TASK, the Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge, will also help you in identifying the right kind of talent, because we are obviously very keen to have a lot of the local Hyderabadi youngsters be placed here. I think that will make it easy for you also in terms of running your ship here. So I would also request you to kindly consider working with Task to kind of hire more locals, as many locals as you can. So చాలా ఉన్నాయి మా దగ్గర వచ్చేటివి, కానీ ఇప్పుడు చెప్తే బాగుండదు, మళ్ళీ ఆ రోజు చెప్తాను. Yes, ma'am. Anything at all? No, sahi hai. I think, Shiv, we can wind up here. Most of the questions have already been addressed by Gunjan.
Sure. In case if there is no additional questions, sorry.
Yeah, please.
Sure, please.
Arrogant.
The kind of pandemic and higher fiscal deficits and government borrowings, this year's government's GDP projection. And second one, there is an ambitious target of making India as a $5 trillion economy. Under the current situation, do you think it is possible? By 23-24 or 24-25?
Yes, you're asking me questions that are outside my domain of my role. Our India research that defines the parameters around the GDP growth as well as the impact of COVID on GDP is actually run out of Mumbai office. There is a very active research as well as a publicly available data that is out there on Goldman Sachs's view on India's GDP for 2021 and beyond. And in terms of your second question about the country being a $5 trillion economy or not, look, this again is in the scope of what my colleagues in Mumbai office do. As a participant in the ecosystem that I am in the role that I am leading, which is setting up services center, I can tell you the talent of our country is exceptional. The need of digitization in the world is very high. And the intersection of what has been accelerated due to COVID-19 across enterprises and a range of different industries, be it education, consumer, healthcare, finance. India has tremendous opportunities as we go along.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Request. Oh, you have a question? Okay.
Just one question here, sir. Could you give us some sense in terms of how big is this facility in terms of the number of seats? And you are saying by 2023 you will be touching 2,500 here. What would that mean for Bangalore for you? From 7,000 now, how much would that increase by 2023?
Yes. Without getting into specific numbers, we continue to grow and we continue to hire. We are not growing Hyderabad by reducing Bangalore. Our path of leveraging the talent in the country and being here long term continues to be very strong. The growth in Hyderabad office is for distinct identities, distinct centers of excellences that we are setting up here, which as I mentioned at the start of the meeting, are around consumer banking, the new digital bank of Goldman Sachs, and in setting up centers of excellence tied to AI and ML that will help in transforming the firm's businesses. Your earlier question on how big is the facility, today we have floors that are coming up that will allow for about 1,300 seating capacity, and we will continue to expand our real estate here as the headcount needs grow. From the last I know, and Shiv can confirm it for you, we are looking at this facility to be about 1.6 lakh square feet facility. And as we go beyond 2023, we will reassess and we will reevaluate what our real estate footprint would be needed in Hyderabad for long term. I always think about this as a generational investment, and we have to provide our people the first class real estate facility and an office environment to work in.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. May
I have to run.
I request one group photo, sir? The photographers actually want to take a group photo with all of you.
Ram, we took...
Here, here. Can you just...
come down.
It can be.
Yeah, ready. One more. Come closer, come closer. Yeah, ready. Thank you. It's a small wall, right? Oh my God, right? Good, right? He's a popular actor, also former legislator. He was obviously important a bit of work. So, I voted yes. Same here. You're also very good. You're saying we've all become spoiled, as he said last time. What are you saying? I'm saying that only. No, you said it. I quoted you. Remember last time? अभी यहाँ पे क्या हो गया पता है? I was telling that we actually kept saying no sir we हैदराबाद में लोग टाइम से पहले पहुँचता है बैंगलोर में क्या होता है? कब पहुँचेंगे नहीं in Hyderabad. Here in Telugu News The only experience of my career was the opportunity to set up our Bangalore office. I did not imagine that a similar opportunity would be given to me again. The culture of innovation and transformation that the firm has come to expect. This journey here in Hyderabad and become part of a 150 years plus legacy of Goldman Sachs and excellence. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, on this auspicious occasion, please join request our CEO, head of Goldman Sachs. Srikandana back. Srikandana. Yes, indeed. Sure. Digital on this also. Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please join us. Lavanya, you have done so much, you have to join us. Please come. And Meghna, please.
Use the very, very you do that. Yeah, ready? Hello. No, so I'm going to do whatever Thank you. Of the Bangalore state of Bangalore. We have to Bangalore. Hyderabad होने के लिए Bangalore बोल दिया. This way. You get exercise. Wellness center, how cool is that? But it's given prayer. It's not just prayer room. Everybody wants time for meditation. Spirituality has become very, very critical and important topic. So, sir, our central website is offered the 28 inch. So, because we've now then you got to have the cameras now become even more important because the zoom requirement now. The machines are really cool. Yeah, we have screens are very. Yeah, that's fine. All of these are adjustable. I mean, these are height adjustable desks. So you raise it up and bring it down. So it's like this. You can adjust. So you can stand and work. Spirituality has now become very leisure. Everything can become part of our workspace. Of course, these 2 years have changed some things, but I don't think it's going to change the workspace completely. You have to come back. Okay. Just speak that. So this will serve us till September, next September, and then hi Ajay. I don't know if you are already synced up with them. No, we want to sync up with them because I think in my whole effort that I can drive a blockchain to the central exchange. Oh, that's from us.
As I mentioned, is as when this announcement in September, in early October. End of September. मुझे इसलिए याद है कि मैं quarantine में फंसा था. So I cannot forget that. So I
మరిన్ని లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్ కోసం జీకే మీడియా ఛానల్ని వెంటనే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. నోటిఫికేషన్స్ కోసం బెల్ బటన్ని క్లిక్ చేయడం మర్చిపోకండి.